Welcome back to Avillion and Brayden Talks, where I am joined, as always, with my co-host here, Avillion Talks.
Hello.
We got a lot to get into today. NBA playoffs coming up. We've got the top three as always. We've got some shit that we've been on. Fun games making a return. But first, as always, how you been?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking, man. I went clubbing for the first time
Mm.
over the weekend. I went with my girlfriend and her best friend. We're actually going again on Friday with another friend. The three of us again plus another person, and I'm excited. And I was pretty hungover Sunday morning,
Mm.
but beyond that, I had a great night. And um, bartender actually gave us a free drink because I think she saw this happen. Um, my girlfriend accidentally spilled the whiskey sour that I had ordered, and the bartender saw that happen. And there was also like somebody else had ordered the Moscow Mule, and they left the bar before she could serve it to them, so she just had nobody to give this mule to. So she was like, "Do you guys want this extra drink?" And so I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I was already a little drunk at this point, but I don't know if she laced that mule with crack or something. But I was absolutely flabbergasted after I finished the mule, and but yeah, no, I had a good time. We also went to my girlfriend's grandma's house on Saturday before we went clubbing, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a nice weekend, and yeah, just get back to it now this week. But um, also, I have a guest with me today.
Mm.
It is not our usual. I have strayed a bit from the path.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a cherry vanilla Coke Zero
Coke Zero.
instead of a Dr. Pepper. However, what I can do with this cherry vanilla Coke Zero, the ASMR shall stay. It's a lot crispier on the Dr. Pepper. That was not a very good.
Also, I think the final pop clipped.
Mm,
I think you could you could
that
still
was an all
tell some,
around.
but
Never again am I taking something besides Dr. Pepper to the pot with me.
Mm.
I've learned my lesson. Anywho, sir, the floor is yours. How have you been?
I came correct.
All right, all right, all
I
right.
came
All right.
correct.
Put your torches and pitchforks down. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Dude, hey.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I get for not using the Dr. Pepper. I'm sorry. Never again.
Oh yeah. Now I was having a good week, right? I was having a good time.
As one does.
So I finished up. Like I was working at the front desk at a tax office. I'm now done. This upcoming Monday, I start working HVAC on a military base. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
Making good money, which with the money I'll be making, hopefully by the end of the year or the beginning of next year, new setup because I'll be out of my parents' house. Fingers crossed. But then Monday happened.
Then Monday happened.
Monday happened.
Monday happened. Talk to me, brother.
I have expressed love for an individual in a group chat that we are in.
Mm-hmm.
Last night was the WNBA draft.
Sure was.
The Dallas Wings had two picks.
Mm-hmm.
They had the 5th and the 9th pick. And somebody that was projected to go in the 9-ish range, usually a couple picks later, UConn player,
Mm-hmm.
Nika Mole.
Nika Mole.
Could be saying the last name wrong. Muhl, Mole is how Mule. Mule
Mule.
doesn't seem right.
Mule, probably. I don't know.
Mule, Mule.
Mule, yeah.
But I was smitten, and I was praying to God the Dallas Wings would take her. And we were set up perfectly to get two UConn players. When we picked the projected best player available, UConn forward, and I was like, cool, we could grab her. Next pick, grab her teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Would be sweet. We took neither of those players. And I was very upset that we didn't take Nika. I let my feelings be known in that group chat. Last night,
You were very
that group
upset.
chat was a WNBA group chat last night.
It was. Well, it was a one-man show, but
It was.
but
It might have been a little one-sided.
But I definitely enjoyed the analysis that I was getting.
Because what was annoying is the guard we took with our fifth pick. I read like her profile, and I was like, oh, this is what you would have taken Nika for, like a defensive minded guard who can hit shots, who can pass.
Mhm.
So when I saw that pick come in, I was like, fuck, we're not getting wifey.
Well, speaking of the WNBA draft, it was the pick right before Dallas's first pick.
Oh,
Fourth overall, Rakea Jackson, Vol for life, got drafted. Not only that, I found out today she's dating James Pierce Jr., as in the best edge rusher in next year's draft class, James Pierce Jr., as in the guy I was talking about literally every single week during football season, because every week he was just abusing somebody else's tackle. Ridiculous. Like, he's got every club in his bag.
Let's see. I think
They're
she
dating.
got drafted to L.A. I'll double check right now.
I think it was Seattle. I think Seattle was fourth overall.
Oh, maybe that's where Nika went.
Maybe.
Quick detour, gamers.
Yeah, it is LA. LA Sparks.
Okay.
You're right.
Wow.
You're right. Yeah, she went to LA.
Yeah. Also, quick side note:
Overall.
Chicago just said, "Give us the best players on the last two championship teams in college.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put them together in the front court."
Yeah.
Disgusting, but yeah. My heart was broken. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But we're not done talking basketball, though. Because I think actually right now, in like
Hell no.
2 hours, the play-in starts. But the playoffs will have already started by next week's pod. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be making our official picks for the NBA playoffs. Disclaimer. I pretty much just watched Mavs games. That's all I really know, but I still kept in touch a good bit with the rest of the league. Jacob, if you want to say it, you know, speak your own.
I am a Memphis Grizzlies fan.
No reason to watch.
No reason to watch basketball this year. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't even watch that much basketball when they're good. When you have to roster like 35 guys in a season plus, I don't know what the fuck the number is, but like we took the team photo the other day. It was like maybe half the guys we've used. It was ridiculous. It was still like 20 deep. It's been brutal. This is like almost the entire G League team. The entirety of the Memphis Hustle pretty much has been employed by the Grizzlies at some point or another this season. I have had no reason to watch basketball. I'm still a fan, but I've had no reason to watch basketball. So I don't know much. I know here and there, at least from what I hear, because I'm somewhat plugged in. At least I have people around me that watch basketball. So
I think anytime anything basketball related happened, we were probably in the group chat talking.
So like, I am aware the Oklahoma City Thunder are pretty good.
Pretty good, number one seed.
You know, I am aware that Luka Doncic fella is about to be robbed of an MVP.
Can I jump in?
You sure can.
Okay, I'm gonna lay out why he should be MVP, and to me, it's pretty clear. I think Jokic is I've said this before. I'll disagree. I can live with Jokic winning it. That's it. Luka Doncic, MVP, right? Here we go. For starters, led the league in scoring. That's already a pretty good point in your favor. You led the league in scoring. He was second in assists. I believe, I'd have to check, but I think, at least since the merger, he's accounted for more points in a season than any other NBA player ever. Again, since the merger. Also, since the merger, he has the most combined points, rebounds, assists in a season. Since the merger. All the other MVP candidates, like mainly Jokic and Shea, their teams were top 5 in health. The Mavericks were bottom 5. Kyrie missed extended periods of time. Derek Lively, those Maxi Kleba, Josh Green, Dante Exum. You don't know those names; those are key role players for the Mavs that we missed. I'm not just saying. I'm just saying like to the camera.
I'm actually familiar with a couple of those guys.
Yeah, you
Kleber
probably.
And Exum, I'm familiar with.
Oh yeah, because he hits big shots for us. But anyways, we're without those guys for huge extended periods of time. So he kept us afloat, kept us in the position to be where we are able to go on this huge run at the end of the season, get out of the play-in. It's because of him. people started making up this false narrative that Luka didn't start the season off hot. It's flat out wrong. It is a genuine lie that is being told against Luka for the MVP. He did come. He's played as well as he had this entire season long. One of the most steady, consistent performers in the league. Also,
wasn't he playing good defense too to start?
That was literally my next point. We're locked in already.
We are okay. See, I've not even been watching basketball, but I just know how much Luka.
He's been the minimum I will take is neutral on defense. But even then, I think that's being too harsh. I think he's genuinely been good on defense. No, he's not pushing for an all-NBA like defensive team. Like, no, he's not locking down the other team's number one option. But he's playing genuinely good defense. He's always been really disruptive in the passing lanes. I think he's 7th in steals. But just a genuine, has made impactful plays on defense this year and has been solid on that end of the floor this year. And him and Jokic, in my mind, are the two players in this league that have complete mastery of the offensive side of the game. To me, it's a matter of style. I think they're very similar. One does it in the way a center can do it, and the other does it in the way that a perimeter guard can do it.
There's a cat.
Bowie. It's about whether you want slightly better rebounding from Jokic or do you want slightly better scoring from Luka. Oh, also, the biggest point, honestly, he was the most blitz and double-teamed player this year. He is allowing his team to play 4-on-3 basketball more than any other player. He's allowing Kyrie Irving to operate in a 4-on-3 basketball game. That is immense value. To me, it's clear that he should be the MVP. Like I said, I can live with Jokic. The problem with Jokic is his fans and how annoying they are, because they make the worst arguments. They are literally throwing out a stat called the kitchen sink. I'm not joking. That's the name of the stat. I think they were literally throwing out kitchen sink plus wins above projected or whatever. They're literally throwing the kitchen sink out. But what's annoying is their argument is easy, that he's the only player top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists. And the biggest argument is just watch him play. He's really fucking good. They just get annoying with some of these really specific, obscure, advanced stats that no one gives a shit about.
I feel like a lot of sports are becoming like that. Like football's like the arguments that people were having between T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett were really dumb. I'm not upset that Myles Garrett won, but you had a lot of people talking about the pass rush win rate being higher for Myles Garrett, but the way that stat is tracked is so ridiculously unreliable. It's like, okay, it's a nice little tool, but every stat is just that it's a reference. It's a tool. Nothing defeats, nothing replaces just watching ball.
Yeah, no.
That's it. You have to just watch ball.
Because one of the stats is on-off numbers. Is a big one in the NBA, on-off numbers. But it's depends on how some teams stagger lineups. Some teams just cycle out rotations. Like Denver, they more cycle out fully, not quite fully, but they cycle out a bit more. Mavs stagger Luka and Kyrie. It's why does the team not fall off a cliff when Luka doesn't play? Kyrie Irving is on the court.
Yeah.
That's going to affect the on-off numbers. That's just one thing, but yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Everything's pointing towards Jokic winning MVP. There's even a chance Luka doesn't finish second, which will really blow my mind. But the playoffs are coming, and that's all that matters, really. Show what you can do in the playoffs.
Well, I just have to point out, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a super team. So
that would okay. I wanted to bring this up too because I've heard
they'd be a top 4 seed without him, probably. We're just they'd be the 4th or 5th seed without him.
They'd be competing at a minimum. I mean, but Bill Simmons said this, and then whoever does the NBA.com's MVP ladder called the rest of the Thunder besides Shea virtual nobodies is literally what he said.
Moron.
It's dumb. I don't know how you could watch Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren and say that. Jalen Williams is playing better than a lot of all-stars are. He is really good. It's idiotic. And I think Chet's shine faded away because people realized how good Wemby was, so the Rookie of the Year conversation went away. But it's no, Chet's still really good.
The first month of the season or so, it was a huge debate.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wemby definitely separated himself.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Chet isn't a superstar already, or at the very least a star.
I was gonna say super. It's people classify things very differently on those terms.
I think he's on his way.
Maybe
at the very least, I think he's on his way. I think he is going to be the player he was drafted to be. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he
looks
kind of
great.
already is.
Like people are
To a degree, he already is, but I think he's going to be like
people are crediting the
that
Thunder's
guy.
swing from last year to this year just to Shea, which he deserves some credit for. First of all, I think Shea, Luka, and Jokic should be like unanimous first team All NBA. I'm not
Yeah.
anti Shea, but just the Thunder are really good.
I
Before
think
Shea
Shea.
used to be underrated. Sorry.
I think Shea's always had a pretty annoying fan base, but also like I get it because there was a time where Shea was a little underappreciated because the Thunder weren't very good,
Yeah.
and then it was even like it was so weird. Remember when the Thunder first started getting all those draft picks, and then there was this reports that they were like, "Yeah, I don't know if Shea fits our timetable," and it was like he's 23 years old, or at the time he was, and it's like, how does a 23-year-old not fit your timetable?
I
Like,
have no
how long
idea.
do you plan on this rebuild? This is a decade-long rebuild. Shouldn't take you that long.
Yeah,
I know it takes a minute, but like
uh,
rebuilds in the NBA don't have the speed they do with the NFL. But like it's not taking you 10 years, and obviously they've now rebuilt with Shea as the focal point,
yeah.
and it's worked. So
Yeah, it's like the
hopefully
Thunder.
they
The
don't
Thunder
switch.
swing. Everyone kind of had already predicted the Thunder would do so much better the next year, but
Mhm.
that swing is because Shea. Shea played great, but Jalen Williams developed, and you actually got 82 games. Not you. You went from 0 games of him to 82 games of Chet Holmgren.
That's incredible.
That is
That's
super
incredible.
impressive.
Missing an entire season and then playing all 82 the next year.
There's some
Pretty
haters that
fucking-
are like, so he averages 41 games a season. That's not good.
That's like what people say about Joe Burrow. Okay, I don't even want to get. I don't want to get you started on Joe Burrow. We're gonna be here all day.
Okay, but we are picking the games. I just wanted to get the MVP talk out of the way so we could just discuss series. So, let's start with the confirmed first round matchups, and then we'll talk play-in.
Okay.
Or, I just think it'll be
Go top to bottom.
yeah. Oh yeah, we can just go top to bottom.
Yeah.
All right, so we're using the NBA's bracket challenge.
Yes, sir.
So we start off with the Western Conference here.
Yes, sir.
So it's the 1-seeded Thunder versus whoever comes out of the play-in. So to pick this, what you have to do is, because this is the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So
So click the Thunder or click the 8 seed.
Yeah.
The ambiguous 8 seed.
But just for you, because like I'm gonna say who I think the 8 seed's gonna be,
I will as well.
and I was just gonna make sure everyone was on knows how it's. So the Pelicans and Lakers are gonna play each other. The winner of that game is gonna play Denver. Whoever loses has to play the winner of Kings Warriors. The winner of that game plays the Thunder. So I'm just gonna say I think for the first play-in round, I think it's tough. I don't, because the Lakers recently like beat the Pelicans pretty comfortably, but I don't know if it's gonna be that comfortable again. But I'm gonna go with the Lakers. So they're gonna play Denver in my
The
setup.
Lakers are going to play Denver.
And then I'm going to have Pelicans playing. I could really see this going either way. Because if De'Aaron Fox is on, and that Kings team, even without Malik Monk, I still think is better than this Warriors roster. Like if De'Aaron Fox shows up, even if Steph shows up, Steph would have to go nuclear to overcome a Kings team with De'Aaron Fox that's like playing well.
I'm just going to go with your play-in teams as well, just
Okay.
for the sake of simplicity, because like I have no way of predicting. who
Yeah.
Fox goes.
And it's also because
They're-
it's the play-in's
they're speculation.
possible because it's a 1-game elimination.
Right. So I'm gonna pick what do you call it? Whoever you have as your 7 and 8 seed for each conference. I'm gonna do the same thing for simplicity's sake.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stick with Warriors over Kings just because of Steph.
Okay.
That's all it is. But I will still
Okay.
pick the Pelicans to beat the Warriors.
Okay.
I think whichever team wins the 9-10 is gonna lose to whoever wins the 7-8.
Okay.
But so that puts the Lakers as the 7th seed against Denver,
Okay.
and then the Pelicans as the 8th seed against the Thunder.
Gotcha. And then who now? How many games do you have the Thunder winning by? Because you have the Thunder winning. Let's be realistic.
I do have the
How many
Thunder
games
winning,
does-
and I
how
have
many
them
games does
in.
Thunder
I
win?
would say 6.
Okay, I went with 5. I
Okay.
have nothing to back this up. They're inexperienced, and that's probably the only reason I think they drop a game here.
I
But
I think Zion at least gets him 2. I still have a lot of faith in Zion, especially because the Pelicans aren't overly big, but I still think they could take advantage of like a just a weaker front court
Okay.
for the Thunder, because the Thunder's problem is like rebounding, and like Chet's good defending the rim, but that's kind of it outside of him.
Yeah.
So I think Zion can get to the rim with his strength, and that could affect some things. But I still ultimately will go with the Thunder in 6.
Okay. I just realized in this next round here, it is a very fun playoff matchup because it's happened many times.
This is part 3.
And here we are running this shit back, and I think I know who you have winning, and I think I know who I have winning as well.
So, this next series that he's talking about is Clippers Mavericks. This is part 3.
Which is a fun one, a very fun one.
So,
one we're used to seeing.
You give your pick first, because I'll have a little bit more to say. As someone who's also Mavs at 6 for you.
Mavs in 6.
I got Mavs in 5.
Okay.
I think that if both teams play straight up with their bigs, the Mavs are going to beat them there. But what used to kill the Mavs was the Clippers going small, because the Mavs couldn't quite keep up. The Mavericks clearly have the better small ball lineup. The net rating of Maxi Kleber at the 5, PJ Washington at the 4 is really good. Like we can play small, we can outplay them. I think in both styles. The Mavericks pushed a better Clippers team, at least defensively, to 7 games with Boban Marjanovic as the starting center. No bullshit. Played big minutes. No bullshit. Luka by himself pretty much, because KP didn't quite show up in that series. Jalen Brunson wasn't what Jalen Brunson is now. Luka pushed that team to 7, and they were better the Clippers were better defensively. Now the Mavs have Kyrie. We play better defense. We're much stronger on the interior. I got Mavs in 5. And also, there's some questions about Kawhi's health. I still think he probably plays some,
Questions about Kawhi's health? That's a new one.
What?
Sorry.
Iron Man Kawhi Leonard?
I've never heard anybody question Kawhi's health before.
Yeah, but yeah, the fans agree. We didn't say this, but 68% of fans have the Thunder winning. I think that 32% is just people thinking the Lakers get the 8 seed.
Yeah.
Which I honestly, the Lakers are a matchup problem for the Thunder if they do end up with the 8 seed. People are saying maybe the Lakers should purposely lose this first play-in game, then win the next so they can play the Thunder. Dumb.
But that's assuming you win the next one.
Which is tough. You'd have to be praying for the Kings to win. But I think if the Kings game was first and the Kings won, then maybe the Lakers would do that, but they wouldn't want to risk playing Steph Curry.
Yeah.
If you were like, yeah, our plan involves playing Steph Curry in a 1-game elimination, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. But yeah. But then, 68% of fans have Thunder winning the first round. 65% of fans have the Mavericks winning in the first round.
Okay.
Oh, this is another point for that MVP thing. I've never seen this big of a difference between media perception of the MVP and fan perception.
Where are you seeing the percentages at? Because they're not showing up.
They're not showing up for you? Oh, they're just under like the team names, picked by blank percent of fans.
It's not showing up for me.
Huh?
It's odd.
Are you on the bracketchallenge.nba.com?
That'd be it.
Huh? Weird.
Yeah.
But this next game is a much closer line here. We have 55% of fans on the Timberwolves, 45% on the Suns.
I'm going Suns in 7. I have nothing to back this up other than
I was thinking 7, regardless of the team. This is a tough one because the Suns have been pretty inconsistent. They did play them last time, and the Suns did win. But I am actually going to lean the Timberwolves. I just trust them as a team more. I don't like the Suns roster, the way it's constructed. Not even just like the people, like the idea of it.
I'm with you. I don't think it's built very well top to bottom.
I hated the Bradley Beal trade.
Fair.
It made no sense to me. I was like, your strength is a shot creator. Why did you trade that much for another one?
Yeah, like give me a ball handler.
Yeah. But Grayson Allen was like, no, we're fine depth-wise. Like Grayson Allen went crazy this year, but I'm gonna stick with the Timberwolves just because they're a better team.
Grayson Allen would be so likable if he wasn't such a dick. Like as a ball player, I've got nothing against Grayson Allen besides the fact that he kicks people in the penis. Why are you kicking people in the penis?
I need to see when the last incident was. Maybe he's grown up.
I haven't watched much basketball this year, so I wouldn't know. But
Yeah,
He
I
was
genuinely
honestly,
don't know.
all things considered, he was pretty quiet in Memphis in terms of like the antics. Like every once in a while,
Forgot he was
but
there.
like Dylan Brooks was a pretty big distraction for Grayson Allen.
Damn, you'll have
Grayson Allen
both
was
those
just
guys on the same roster.
Grayson Allen was just occasionally like he would just occasionally like decide he was gonna go 0 for 5 from 3 one night. It's like what the fuck, like just hit one, but that was the only issue with Grayson Allen. He would just miss. Like he's a shooter who sometimes just didn't shoot very well.
I mean, that's
A shooter.
that's a lot of like non like high end star level player shooters. Like,
That's a lot of role player white boys in the league. It just is.
well, this isn't a white boy, but I was gonna say that's Tim Hardaway Jr. Like perfectly. Like he's a shooter who sometimes isn't hitting.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is like Dylan Brooks without the
Defense.
well, and without the aggression.
Oh yeah.
Well, without that, the defense and the aggression.
Tim Hardaway Jr. will just take shots that you're like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Dylan Brooks would like randomly pull up from like half court, and it's like, stop, stop. Well, it's crazy. He would miss a regular three and then still go for the heat check. It's like you didn't even hit the last one. Why are you shooting from like 5 feet further back this time? Just take a regular fucking shot or give it to somebody else. But he would occasionally have those nights where he put up like 30, and you're like, okay, my bad. Like, shit. I mean, while shooting 42%. Like, not from 3, but it just in general.
Oh, yeah. But the final first round Western Conference game, the Nuggets versus, in this, the Lakers.
Nuggets in 6.
I have the exact same. I got Nuggets in 6. I think the sweep in the Western Conference Finals last year was, people joked about this, but I agree, the most competitive sweep I've ever seen. Those games were close. The Nuggets just won all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So I think it can be extended a little bit. I mean, I still think LeBron is like a top 7 for sure player, I think, in my mind.
Ervil LeBaron, yes sir.
Especially in a playoff setting, like I think he can turn it on, get into those reserves. He's been playing well all season. Like I don't mean turn it on like he's been coasting, but just he'll win him some. But that Nuggets team is just a well-oiled machine right now.
Now, are we finishing out the West?
I was gonna ask. I was thinking.
Let's finish the West. Let's finish the East, and let's pick the last game.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Oh no, do you want to do it differently?
Yeah, I was thinking just go down the whole line. I mean, I'm fine with it, whichever.
No, that works.
Okay.
That works.
So for the East play-in, I think it looks like it's Sixers versus Heat. The winner of that will play the Knicks, and then it's the loser of that is going to play Bulls. The winner of Bulls Hawks. Winner of that game gets to play Boston. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Sixers winning the 7th seed. I think with Embiid back, the Sixers are maybe the best team in the East outside of Boston with Embiid. And then I'll have the Heat taking on the Knicks.
Well,
or no, sorry, Heat taking on the Celtics.
It's a good thing you had the Sixers winning so they don't have to play Boston. So that'd be tough to see round 1.
They'd be the only team. They're like the only team that I think has a genuine shot of beating Boston.
I think Milwaukee had a shot before they hired Doc Rivers. I mean, what the fuck? Mid-season
I don't know.
Doc Rivers hire? What an unserious fucking organization. Stop hiring Doc Rivers. Just let him do TV or some shit. Stop giving this man jobs. He stinks. He fucking stinks. I don't get it. I don't.
Everybody's happy but me.
3 decades ago, and we're supposed to just keep giving him jobs because of it.
Yeah.
Nobody learned from the Sixers. Nobody learned from the Clippers. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But
this man should not be employed. There's no reason.
But that means for the first round we have Celtics versus Heat.
I'm gonna go Celtics in 4.
In what?
4.
Whoa! Playoff Jimmy?
Playoff Himmy. But Celtics, just a damn good roster. As much as people like to really weirdly complain about like every star on the Celtics, they're still really fucking good every year. Like The amount of like Jason Tatum slander and then Jaylen Brown
I
slander, and
I
it's
be on
like,
that. I be on a little occasional Tatum slander. I think he should be first team All NBA this year, but he's too inconsistent in the playoffs. He's too on off. Like he just, I show up this game, I won't show up this game. I'll show up this game, I won't show up this game.
I don't necessarily disagree, but also like
When he's on,
well, yeah, he's that fucking guy.
he's really good, and that team is really good. I think I'm gonna go Celtics in 6 though. I mean the Heat is that team that makes them shake a little, but I'll still go Celtics. But
Yep.
there's a big strong part of me that wants to pick the Heat. I can't
I'll
lie.
go Celtics in 5 because playoff Jimmy will get him one. I think Michael Jordan's son will come out for a game.
I think Terry Rozier wins them in game 2. There's gonna be a game that's close, and Terry Rozier, I don't know, something about him. He comes to life in these late games sometimes. I guess I got playoff Jimmy giving him one. Terry Rozier, I'm 7. I'm picking 7.
Damn.
I'm changing it to 7.
All right.
But just know if the Heat win, I will feel really good. I'll fuck. I really. It would be the biggest disappointment of all time, I think, if the Celtics lost in the first round.
Not since the last time they did it. There's been too many Celtics playoff disappointments for this one to be like.
No, but this is the 1-8. They're the 1 seed. Because I think when they lost. I think when they lost to the Heat last time, I think they were like. Because that was the conference finals.
Yeah.
That was that 8 seed run. So they didn't lose in the first round. Like they've been by far the best team the whole way through. If they lost in the first round, I think it would of all time, I think it'd be the biggest first round disappointment in NBA history. Honest to God.
Okay, fair enough.
Because the other 1-8 seeds were the Mavs that one year, which we don't need to talk about, and then I think it was the Bucks was a year or two ago that Miami 8 seed run. I think.
I don't know.
Because the Bucks the Heat randomly lost to the Hawks in the first play-in game, and then went on that crazy run.
I think it's starting to ring a bell.
Yeah, but
you want to move on to Cavs Magic? It's in 7, presumably. I don't know much about either team.
Play that song. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh, Orlando Magic. I got them in 7. I'll still stick with the 7 because I think it's really close. Good defensive game. If you want to watch a good defensive game, I guess I'll have to check on the health of the Cavs. I just have to check on the health of both teams. But if Jonathan Isaac gets an uptick in play in the playoffs, it's gonna be a really good defensive game. I'm gonna go with the Magic.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna go Cavs in 7.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have very little to back this up.
If the Cavs lose in the first round, expect a Donovan Mitchell trade again.
Where do you think he goes?
I have no idea. Knicks has always been a heavy rumor. Is he from New York? That might be why. I don't know, because it's always the same teams. Anytime a star player is available in trade, it's always Knicks and Lakers.
Yeah, it's always the big. It's New York and LA. Yeah.
Yeah, but
nobody ever know. Send him to Memphis. Send him to
San Antonio to play with Wemby.
Actually, I'd love that. I would love Donovan Mitchell instead.
But yeah. So I got Magic in 7. You got Cavs in 7. I think it's gonna be close. Now this was the next spread that shocked me. It's Bucks Pacers. 72% are picking the Bucks.
I've got the Bucks, but I've got them in 7. This team is not.
It's because the Pacers had their number in the regular season.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember seeing the Giannis freaking out over the game ball. That was against the Pacers.
I think so.
But that happened. The Pacers really beat them this year, and then Giannis is said to miss at least the beginning of this series. I got the Pacers.
I didn't know the Giannis news. I'm gonna go Pacers in 7.
I'm gonna go in 6. I don't know how many games Giannis misses. If he misses like the first three, I
It's over. Yeah.
because
Okay. Well,
the Bucks' biggest weakness is perimeter defense, and they have to play Tyrese Halliburton. And I know that after his injury, he wasn't quite the same. But what he can do as a playmaker, I still trust Pascal Siakam. Got added to this team, and this team was already beating the Bucks before Pascal. I'll take Pacers in 6.
I'm still so confused why the Kings traded Halliburton first. He was in like year 2 when they traded him, and he was like clearly developing.
I don't
And
know.
then they were just like,
They
"I
had it.
want Saboner. Why do you want Saboner?
It,
You have Hallie."
yeah, I don't know. The biggest thing with that was like once the news came out that after the trade, people were like teams were leaking stuff of like if we knew Halliburton was available, the Kings could have gotten more than what they got.
I don't get it. Well, and dude, Pacers fans. I got friends. I got a couple friends who are Pacers fans. They were fucking like over the moon happy when that trade happened because a lot of them did not like Sabonis very much, and a lot of them
There was a
really liked
fit.
Halliburton.
There was a weird fit, I think, in
Yeah.
Indiana when he was there.
Well, I think he was a better player in Sacramento.
Yeah.
But regardless, I just like that trade to me made no sense. Oh, the Kings as an organization.
No.
So that's fine. Okay, we both got the Pacers winning this one.
Knicks
shall
versus
we
Sixers.
enter fourth? I'm gonna go Sixers and 6 because I think Tibbs choosing to play all of his guys for like 48 minutes a game. I think it's got to catch up at some point, and it's going to be in the postseason.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm tempted to go with 5 because of the health. If Embiid is as healthy as I think he is, it's gonna be tough. But Jalen Brunson's really good, so I'm gonna double down with you with 6.
But even if the Knicks win this game, like it's gonna be hard for them to sustain a run in the playoffs because they all got to be gassed at this point. Because that's the thing people say about Tom Thibodeau is he plays his guys, and yeah, he does. Like it's gonna be a problem for them down the stretch, assuming there even is a stretch for them. But I think the Sixers got this in 6.
Yeah. So we swipe back up here to the
Thunder versus Mavs.
This is a great matchup for the Mavs. Our ability to play big will absolutely punish the Thunder. After the trade deadline, when we got our size, we blew out the Thunder. And then the next time we played, we only played them one time after. We lost. It was a very close game, but that was without Luka on the second night of a back-to-back. Also, again, another loss to the Thunder. I'm not saying this will be the easiest series, but we had a 30-0 run against the Thunder in a huge almost comeback game, but our guys were gassed. And by the way, no one's gonna know this name. AJ Lawson was playing great minutes in that game. If you're asking yourself who is that, he doesn't play for us right now. He just sits on the bench because we were that injured and we were able to play that competitively against the healthy Thunder. Give me Mavs in 5.
Give me Mavs in 6, just to put some respect on the Thunder. But
them getting 1 is me having a lot of respect for their trio.
Suns Nuggets. Give me Nuggets in 5.
Okay, so mine's Timberwolves Nuggets.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Which is a little bit better in terms of like the competitiveness that game could be, I think, because the Timberwolves have, I think, the best defense in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that just like that gives you a game in any series, like just right off the bat. So I'll go with Nuggets in 6. Which we'll get to later, but that does create the like dream scenario, I think, for the NBA for Western Conference Finals in terms of star power.
I think so too. Luka Doncic versus
the pure hooping that we're gonna see in that series.
Just a couple of white boys going at it.
Yeah, Europe will be tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
But we slide back down to the eastern side of the bracket.
My supervisor actually played for the Albanian national team, I think, at one point. or was at the very least like playing like he played against Dirk.
Oh wow.
Or no, he got injured before they played Dirk.
Oh
He got to
wow.
meet Dirk after the game, and like he shook his hand, took a picture with him. He was injured, and he was very sad he couldn't play against Dirk.
Damn.
But he played against the Gasol brothers. He played against I don't think some other guys, but a lot of like guys from that era. A lot of
Damn.
hero guys. He played against everyone, so that's pretty fun. But anywho, yes, back to the Eastern side of things. Celtics versus for me, Cavs. For you, Magic.
Right.
Celtics in 5 for me. I don't think I would be worried about them losing this game regardless.
I'm gonna go Celtics Celtics in 6. The Magic also have what they can do defensively. I think can definitely disrupt the Celtics a good bit, but the Celtics star power will be overwhelming. So I got 6.
Actually, I don't think I have a single sweep anywhere. I might need to change that.
You had one and then you changed it. I forgot which one.
I think I had Celtics in 4 initially.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be a sweep somewhere.
There will be. Maybe. I mean, maybe.
There typically is.
I mean, do you want me to tell you if there was one where it'd be?
Dallas versus the Clippers.
Correct.
Fuck it. All right, I'll change Dallas Clippers to.
Damn.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know where you could. I guess what could happen, what would be, maybe the Nuggets. I mean, we've seen them sweep the Lakers before.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Cavs had a super disappointing series against the Knicks. It was in like 5, so they're always in like a. The Cavs, I think, were picked to win that series altogether. So they're on disappointment watch.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, Pacers versus this would be Sixers.
Sixers in 5.
I'd have to agree. I think Embiid is just gonna bulldoze his way through that team.
Embiid and Maxey.
Yeah. Good 2-man game. I think it'll be too much. All right, so that leaves us with our conference finals matchups. Let's see. Mavs Nuggets. I think this goes 7.
I don't want to see the Nuggets in the finals again, quite frankly.
Really?
I want to see Doncic make it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I want that for obvious reasons, but just like as a.
Not that I have nothing against the Nuggets. Like I love Jokic. I generally I like the guys on the team.
I love that Jamal video.
It's one of my favorite. The only thing it was missing was a tech deck. It would have been incredible.
How do you play tech deck while playing basketball?
No. That was not the balls that were being played with in that video. Be real with yourself. You know what you were doing. Yeah, that would have been an all-time video if he just hit the tech deck on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go Mavs in 7. Fuck it. Why the hell not? Mavs in 7.
I'm going Mavs at 7 as well.
Don't say I didn't do nothing for you.
Don't say I didn't do nothing for you. I don't know. I also because I think that they'll be coming off an easier series. I think the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves give the Nuggets more work than the Thunder give the Mavs, and that's just based off the matchups of it. I have a lot of respect for the Thunder as a team, I really do, but we just match up so well against them. But Celtics Sixers.
Sixers and 7.
Dude, I kind of want to pick that too. But it's just
I don't trust the Celtics to go all the way. I mean, I don't trust the Sixers to go all the way either. It's unfortunate this is our conference championship matchup because neither of these two can be trusted. This has been proven year in and year out. But I don't know. It's got to be one of them.
Yeah. I think Embiid is more disappointing in the playoffs than the Celtics are, and that might be what it comes down to for me.
Okay.
But it's tough. Like it's going. I'm definitely picking 7.
Yeah.
But do I? I think Embiid. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with you in terms of Sixers. I think Embiid will lock in from the start against this team. He's been embarrassed by them before.
See,
So,
that's the thing is it's been Celtics Sixers too many times, and I feel like at some point like the Sixers have to get their lick back.
yeah. The playoffs of getting lick backs. We got the Mavs getting their lick back against the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have the Sixers getting their lick back against the Celtics.
Yep. We are not gonna have the Suns get their lick back against the Nuggets.
No. We're not having the
Timberwolves. But
yeah. Well, we're not having the Lakers get their lick back against the Nuggets.
Nope.
But that leaves us with a Dallas versus Sixers playoffs.
Mavs in 6.
You read my mind, my sweet prince. I can only
I know you too well.
I can only trust Embiid for so long. Getting to the finals is already kind of pushing it. This is, by the way,
is he even gonna be healthy?
that's another big thing.
Dude, he's gonna re-aggravate his injury. It's possibly during the conference finals, possibly.
Which, by the way, that would be Embiid's first conference finals.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be Luka's first. Oh, he's just jumping around.
He's knocking my lens wipes over.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Mavs in 6. I think the Mavs have the better duo. I think Kyrie's better than Tyrese Maxey, and I think Luka's better than Embiid.
I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah. One final thing, I guess, is how many total points will be scored in Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
217.
I got 212. That's crazy close.
Yep.
That's the bracket, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not going to be insane, but
it's going to suck when, as soon as the play-in ends, we're going to see different matchups than we were already picking.
There's not going to be remotely what we.
I know that
the 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Both conferences. That'd be hilarious.
I will re-pick on my own and maybe post my picks when the play-in is over.
I don't think it changes much for me.
I mean, I really like my play-in picks to start.
Dude, give me one moment.
Yeah, go ahead, King.
Buddy, what are we doing?
We love to see a father discipline his child. Does it need to be harsh, but it does need to be firm. Notice, as soon as he gives the guiding hand against the cat, he shows it love. He wasn't overly harsh in the beginning. He made his wants clear, but showed affection when the cat listened. And he's back.
Yo.
I gave a Nat Geo cover
Father
dub over.
I heard. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I didn't hear all of it, but I heard some of it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I was just like, it's good to see a father discipline his child in a firm but caring way.
I do love my little man, but he needs to know the nightstand is not his.
My little slime.
Oh, I did also, actually, fun fact, I bought We're Not Really Strangers Couples Edition. That's that red box sitting on my nightstand.
Oh.
So, one of these days, can do that for the pod, too.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
It's a card game. It's like Let's Get Deep.
Oh, okay.
Similar to that, yeah. Similar.
Which are we doing right now?
We are doing that before Wavelength, I think, right?
I mean, I'm down to do it, any order.
Yeah.
But since we brought it up, we'll work our way up again. We'll do Icebreaker, Deeper.
Deeper.
Now, I think we discovered last time not to expect too much from the Deeper.
Sometimes you actually do pull something nice. Yeah. Sometimes, it is,
There is a line of not expressing on the podcast if a card is actually that deep. We'll see.
We can decide ourselves what we are and are not comfortable sharing.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
All right. These are always, little chill ones. Lose your sense of touch or your sense of smell, and why?
Sense of smell.
Smell, easy.
Far. Touch is way too important.
I want to come.
Yeah. I was thinking romantically, not necessarily sexually, but yeah, that's fair. I want to come, too. That's a good feeling.
I want to come. Make daddy come. Rapid fire, I guess. Deep. Describe your most peaceful place, real or imaginary, and use your 5 senses to describe what would be there.
That's going to take too long. All 5 senses. I just lost one of them for starters.
Well, can't even smell shit.
Can't even smell shit, so we're already down to 4. My happy place.
All right, I can start with mine. I think I've got it.
Yeah, yeah, you go ahead.
So I mine would be
Hey,
a nice hot outdoor bath, almost like a, I guess not quite hot tub, a more bathy vibe, like a genuine bath. Like I would have bath salts in there.
with a beer,
For
sour beer.
maybe for you, I'd have candles. It would be nighttime. I'd have candles lit.
Okay.
Some nice relaxing music would be playing. I'd be reading a book. Um,
Mhm.
that's probably what my most peaceful place would be, because it's actually peaceful. It's not happy.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
My happiest place would be getting my fucking dick licked.
Peaceful. For me, it is my bedroom.
Mhm.
One singular candle lit. It's the candle behind the box. My cat at the foot of the bed purring, which he does quite often. He did this morning, first thing when I woke up. I woke up, started petting him, and he started purring. It was awesome. And snuggling with my girlfriend, and probably drinking some water, staying hydrated. I think that'd be, surrounded by my posters. I get to flip off my Jeff Buckley poster because he's flipping me off, and that's pretty cool. So I think that's where I'm at. Although I'm with you on the outdoor bath, that sounds stupendous.
Just soaking,
Shall we get deeper?
soaking like we in
Penetrate
Utah,
further.
baby. All right, deeper.
Penetrate even further.
Ooh, what is something you need advice on right now? I actually really like this question.
How to get motivated? I've had dishes sitting in my sink for like 4 days.
How to get motivated? That's pretty good. That's a good one.
I really struggle with it. It's a big issue. What about you? What we got going on?
Let me think. What does Daddy need advice on?
Women.
Probably not too far off. Man. Maybe this isn't the number one thing, but I'll say just advice on how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like maintain my attention. Like just, I don't want to say just increase my attention span, but I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. But just to maintain my attention on different tasks more. Because I would help a lot with videos if I could sit and edit for longer than I can right now.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Spore Hero video is done, fully complete, out Saturday. Wevault coming soon. It's already like uploaded onto YouTube, but it's scheduled for Saturday. But yeah, that is our. We've gotten deep today, ladies and gentlemen. We cut deep.
Now.
You know what? Let me just before I forget. I forgot to do the affirmation.
Oh, that's
during the
right.
check-in.
Girl boss quote of the day.
Girl boss affirmation, ladies and gentlemen. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. Dolly Parton.
Well, first off, shout out Dolly Parton.
Shout out Dolly. She cooked with this quote.
Tennessee legend, Dolly Parton. Yeah, she's right.
Find out who you are and do it on purpose. Find you. It's just very simple, very generic. You know, you hear that a lot, but it's
But it's
an
true.
important thing.
It's great advice. It's great advice. Shout out Miss Dolly.
Girl boss cooked again.
She never misses.
Girl bossed all over the floor.
I just girl bossed everywhere. Just girl bossed so fucking hard.
Jesus. Yeah, we're kind of flying by. It's we're just now hitting an hour.
Yeah, which I mean is fine with me because I gotta go do them dishes.
Okay.
Aforementioned dishes.
You want to slide in one like debatable just to puff the time a little bit? A little.
Sure. Whatever works.
Let's see. I think we've done that one.
We've only done one, so.
Okay. A 3-hour phone call.
Okay.
Is that best friends forever or is that actual hell on earth?
I've never had a long phone call with somebody besides a great friend of mine. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say best friend is forever. Because if I don't like you, I'm not staying on the phone with you for no damn 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what situation you're on. Like, you're if you think the phone call that you're on for that long is hell on earth, I don't.
Hang the fuck up.
I don't think you and that other person are on the same page about how you feel about each other, and you might need to discuss that.
Yeah, that's like you got to do some unpacking. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you might be like, you know what?
Maybe you're on hold for forever, but you're not really on the phone forever. You're doing chores or some shit while you're on hold. You're not just sitting there.
No, and you're doing other things. So yeah, they didn't really pluff the runtime. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the staple segment of this pod. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for top 3 of the week.
We're doing top 3 before Wavelength.
I forgot about Wavelength.
We'll do top 3 first. We've already got the intro.
We've already got the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, top.
I didn't mean to mess your roll up.
I totally no. You're good to bring it up because I completely forgot about Wavelength.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, top 3 of the week apparently. My bad. Dream guest.
This is a fun one.
This is a good one.
This is a good one. I think you had a great suggestion here, sir.
And Jacob, you will be the one kicking us off.
I sure will. And I'll be kicking us off with Christian Bale. We'll go with Christian Bale.
Okay.
One, he's a great actor. I'd love to pick his brain. I personally, dream job of mine would be one. And, I'd like to know as much as I can about the industry, about the profession, about, do's and don'ts, likes and dislikes, all that good stuff. And I'd like to talk to him about, some of my favorite roles. I'd like to talk to him about Batman. Definitely like to talk to him about Patrick Bateman. I know he has a lot of fun talking about American Psycho. I know he finds the movie to be hilarious, and I personally find it quite funny as well.
I find it to be relatable.
I'm literally Patrick Bateman. You don't understand.
Christian Bale has already been like, if you relate to the character, you have a problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Christian Bale.
That's a good one.
Plus, I think he'd be a fun guy to just have around too.
Yeah. I'd ask him about whichever Terminator movie it was, his meltdown, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Don't shut me up, Bruce. Oh, I need to rewatch that because there's some good quotes to pull from that.
Plenty of great male quotes.
Yeah. For me, number 3, I'm gonna go with Eiji Aonuma.
Okay.
The lead guy for the Legend of Zelda series right now. I just, I want to discuss what the games that have already come out, how those games came to be, what caused this huge shift from like how Skyward Sword was and how formulaic Zelda had been to what they've gone to now. Just different inspirations for different things, lore, hidden lore, if I could find anything out, but also just to discuss, what's coming down the line.
Yeah.
I think.
Good deal.
That's what I would do. I think Eiji Aonuma, lead guy of my favorite game series of all time. That's a dream guest for me for sure.
I think it's a good choice, especially with the direction Zelda's gone in.
Yeah.
While still maintaining its core feel, still feels like Zelda.
I agree. Some people disagree, but I definitely think it still feels like Zelda.
I think so too. I think it still looks like Zelda as well.
Yeah, it's still very clearly Zelda.
In essence, Zelda is still Zelda. It hasn't changed in that sense. But, yeah. Okay. Is it number 2 time?
Yes, sir. Number 2 for you, sir.
Number 2, I decided to limit myself to one Titans player. And it was a bit difficult because a fun one to just have around, no question about it. Arden Key would be a blast to have on the podcast. Would love that man. However, in terms of somebody I think could be around for a while, and there he goes again, and somebody I think who'd be a lot of fun to have on the podcast, and somebody whose brain I'd like to pick. Excuse you. William Donovan Levis.
Yeah.
I want my fucking quarterback on the podcast. What's up, brother?
If you haven't seen Will Levis's sketch impression, check it out.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Shame. No. Anywho, yeah. Will, the energy he'd bring. I could talk to him about football, specifically Brian Callahan. I could talk to him about Calvin Ridley. I could talk to him about
talk to him about get your fucking cat over here.
Talk to him about this fucking cat. My fuck ass cat. I love my cat with all my heart. You guys know I love my cat. He just drives me a little nuts, but that's okay. And yeah, Will Levis, my quarterback, your 2024-2025 NFL MVP. Yeah, that's my guy. That's my pick. My number 2.
Well, my number 2, I'm gonna go with Hayam Saban, the creator of Power Rangers. Just, discuss the history of it and see if there's anything I didn't know about the series that I could get into. As it's been well documented. I forget I have disc plate, so I could have popped this off way earlier. Huge Power Ranger fan. Look at this. Beauty.
That's beautiful.
But, also, so he had sold the Power Rangers to Hasbro, but the way he's talked about it, I still think he's involved to a degree. Mm-hmm. So I could be wrong about that, but just the way he's talked, I think he might still at least be in the loop. So discussing the future with Power Rangers would be interesting as well, because it's a series I care a lot about, obviously. So yeah, I would definitely talk to Hayam Saban.
My number 1's actually kind of similar to your number 2, because my number 1 is George Lucas himself.
Solid.
I love Star Wars. It is no secret. I am like really, really in the weed in Star Wars lore. I want to hear it from the source.
Of course.
I want this shit from the horse's mouth. I want to know how he interprets these things, because the way the Force works, the inner workings of it, people argue about it all the fucking time, about what balance really means. And I want to pick his brain.
Yeah.
I want to know everything he has to say about how, when he wrote it, what did he have in mind?
What did it evolve into afterwards?
Yeah. And, how does he feel about different interpretations of his work? I want to know. So, just a guy who, and by extension, I would love to talk to Sam Witwer. This is just going to be an honorable mention here. I would love to talk to Sam Witwer. First of all, I love The Force Unleashed. I still enjoy playing it.
Slight plug.
Phenomenal.
Check out my Wii Vault on Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Yes, sir.
I think it's my best. I think it's my best performing one. I think it has the most views.
I think so.
I think it might be close to 300. It's one of the good. It's one of. I'll see if I can find out. But yeah, keep talking. Yeah, but it's.
So, Sam Witwer. Also, he is a Star Wars guy.
259.
Yeah, he is a Star Wars guy.
Through and through.
This man. He is a student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Star Wars. He has also voiced Maul, and he did a damn good job with Maul. Did a damn good job with Starkiller. I think Sam Witwer really ages like fine wine. He still looks much younger than his age. Not that he's old, but he looks younger than his age.
What take you about to give?
I want live action Starkiller, man.
You want him playing him?
Somehow. Yes.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
I don't care how they do it. I don't care how it looks. I mean, I want them to service the character. But I don't expect him to be as powerful as he is. It's a video game. You're supposed to feel powerful. I don't expect. It's a power fantasy video.
Can we just get an Elseworld movie and he is as powerful?
Sure. Fuck it. I don't feel it does not matter.
Fuck, I want to see him pull down a Star Destroyer.
Give me a non-canon live action Star. I don't care. But.
I wouldn't mind these universes, these movie universes, cinema universes, occasionally doing some Elseworld stuff. If Marvel did it, DC's starting to, they've already committed to it pretty much, with the Joker being its own thing, the Batman being its own thing, and then they're still gonna have this connected universe. Branch out every now and then.
And it gives you so much creative freedom.
Yes.
On top of that, but yeah, give me Sam Witwer and give me Starkiller live action, but. George Lucas would love to talk to that man. Okay, that's it for me. Your number 1.
My number 1. I've actually kind of I think I've alluded to this on the pod before. I think I've outright said, what, if I could ask one person one question, what would it be? Mm-hmm. So my number 1 dream guest, Sandra K. Daniels. You might be asking, who is that? That is the teacher of the class that George Bush was reading to when 9/11 happened.
Shit.
She has been my. I've thought it would be funny if she did like a podcast or an interview on like a major, well-known one for a while now, and I would want to ask her like, do you think George Bush was reading to that classroom that specific day with the cameras on, just so his live reaction could be caught on camera to 9/11?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Do you think this was an inside job?
Because yes.
I just think it'd be funny and just pick her brain about what she thinks about 9/11.
What you know that is the George Bush type of thing to do. Oh, if I'm reading to a bunch of kids when it happens, nobody's gonna think I did it. Like that only his brain would be like, oh, I have a genius idea.
And I'm not saying it was an inside job. Not saying it wasn't. I also would like to hear her describe the energy of that classroom, what she thinks the kids were thinking and what they were aware of in terms of just the vibes. I think it would just be very interesting. So Sandra K. Daniels is my dream guest.
That'd be brilliant. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, that is my dream guest. So Sandra K., if you're watching this, hop on the pod.
Hop on we'd love to be the first to get this conversation.
You wouldn't be ambushed with a question. I've already laid out exactly the question I'd want to ask you.
You have time to answer.
You could prep it, think about it however you want. Very curious. It'd be funny if I Googled her and she just had like a OF. You're like, what the fuck? Cause most random people have OFs. Because doesn't Rachel Dolezal have one?
I don't really frequent the...
I mean either. I've never paid for one.
No.
But, anyways.
the caveat is that he's subscribed to a free one before.
I didn't even think about that. No, never subbed. Cut to a video of me being a little pay pig.
It's a wavelength time.
Yes, now it is wavelength time. Okay.
I like this segment. Can you tell?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
All right. I do believe last week you guessed first.
Okay.
Or wait, no, excuse me. I guessed first last week. Yes, I did. I remember. I guessed first last week.
Okay.
I got it wrong. And then you guessed.
We were both one number off. I remember.
Both one short, I think. Or no, you were one hot. You went 3. I went 2, and I went 6, and you went 5, or I went 5 and you went 6. I don't remember. But there's those numbers.
Okay.
I have my number already picked out. If you don't.
Okay, I'll close my eyes and you can go. Like you can show the number.
All right, number's been shown.
All right.
Audience is aware.
Oh, but the hard part is always asking the questions.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Give me a pizza topping.
I could go with a lot here. I could go with quite a few. Bacon.
Whoa. Okay. We're definitely high. We're for sure high. We're anywhere from 7 to 10. I'm leaning like 9. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bacon.
Let's go with. Give me. A city. Just any city.
San Antonio.
I fuck with San Antonio.
I fuck with San Antonio.
I fuck with San Antonio. Though I hate driving here.
Oh, driving there sucks, but driving in any city is not gonna.
It sucks, but it's just like I don't know, dude. It's
car-dependent infrastructure. It's the whole country. It's what it is.
Yeah. But it's always that construction. Everywhere.
Hey, this is the fastest growing city in the country, man. You got to make sacrifices.
But I'm like, how has this not progressed?
Can't grow without construction.
But damn, bro, construct. You're not. You're lying to me. You're not constructing.
Well, when I was living in Orlando, it genuinely took them like 2 years just to do this little side of the road. Like it was bad. They would get no.
We're just driving by money laundering every day.
Basically.
But we both have ties to this city, so that's gonna up it.
Yeah. That's where I met my good friend Brayden. That's where I met my co-host.
Yeah, it's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
We both I experienced all of high school. You experienced some of high school there.
2 years, first 2 years, yeah.
And the lesser 2 years.
Unfortunately. Well, lesser for me. I was miserable. but
I also like it because it's. I don't think I would love living in like a major, and I know it's still a top 10 populated city and growing, but like a New York level of like
hell no.
Clumped together and busy.
I don't want to live in like New York or LA.
Visit? Would love to visit.
For sure.
Live?
Fuck no.
That'd be too much for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm sticking. I mean, that honestly didn't really change anything for me. I think I'm still leaning like 9.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna drop the 7. I think 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
But leaning 9. Okay, so that was 2 questions. Third question: give me an item of clothing.
A new pair of street shoes.
Oh, a new pair.
Mm-hmm.
And shoes, that's the best thing to just show off. All right, I'm dropping the 8. I think we're 9, 10. We're high, man. We're high up there. We're soaring right now.
Mm-hmm.
So 9, 10. So that's 3 questions. We got 2 more.
You're asking good questions too, I think.
I think so too.
You got a good run going right now.
But now we jinxed it. I can't think of anything.
Oh no, I'm so sorry that jinxed it. Oh.
Give me a school subject.
Theater.
I know you loved that.
Yeah.
I'll throw out the theater kid stereotype right now. I know you loved that. So
I'm non-practicing. I do need to. I feel the need to. I am non-practicing. I never sang show tunes at a Waffle House after a performance. Okay, that was never.
So I'm sticking. It's all right. We're still 9, 10. I could see that having been your favorite. I guess we've never really talked about it too much, but I could see that having been your favorite. So now I'm kind of leaning 10, but it's still 9, 10. But I'm leaning 10 now.
So then you got 1 question left. What's something you feel like the answer could be a pretty good, like discernible, like is this a 9, is this a 10?
Let's go to a quick reliable one here. Let's go with NFL wide receiver.
I've bbeen waiting for you to ask this one. Brandon Ayuk. Give me Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, so to me, I think I'm gonna go with 9 for Brandon Ayuk. You could have said Jefferson, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with 9. I think that might if it's 9, I think that was the perfect question to ask because I think it was perfect to distinguish.
That's what I was waiting for you to ask me something about football because that was the nail in the coffin right.
Yeah, I'm going 9. Final answer.
You're correct. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
And as soon as I thought 9, I hope he asked me NFL wide receivers so I can bust out the Brandon Ayuk because I need people to know how good Brandon Ayuk is.
As a fantasy manager of Brandon Ayuk, very good.
Oh my god. That's how I feel whenever I see people like when people throw out these Brandon Ayuk trade scenarios and they're like, "Oh, a first rounder and a 6th rounder." Are you fucking stupid? You're not getting Brandon Ayuk for a 1st and a 6th. You're getting a 1st and then a day 2 pick.
Tell me the first.
Well, okay, not like an early 1st. But
I was gonna say if Arizona offers the 4.
Well, then you're just taking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
But if it's like the 21st overall pick, and then
Joe Alt's off the board, Tennessee's offering 7 for Brandon Ayuk. How you feeling? Just 7.
Off the board. If Joe Alt's off the board, if Neighbors or Odunze is there, I'd rather take one of them for the rookie contract because I'm very confident they're both going to be stars. And one of them is gonna like of those three players, there is no shot at least one of them isn't available. One of them will probably be gone. Two of them could very well be gone. Zero chance three of them are gone because there's going to be quarterbacks going in the top. There's supposed to be four quarterbacks going in the top six, and then one of the other two picks is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. So it's either Neighbors or Dunze or Alt that's also going to be gone, presumably. So the Titans are probably going to have their pick between two,
And the
but
Titans select
there is
Jared
zero
Verse.
chance. No, it's gonna be J.C. Latham or some shit. That's what I guarantee.
Dude, I know you would flip shit if it was J.C. Latham.
I'm turning my fucking TV off if it's J.C. Latham. I like that would be the biggest wet fart.
I would call you.
It's been such a perfect off season. This because like it's too like this off season has been too good to be true almost to the point where it's like yeah we're gonna fuck it up somehow and we're gonna take J.C. Latham 7th overall and I'm going to kill somebody because that's just what it would be, right? We're going to take a guard, who I think is a player who I think is a guard, 7th overall, instead of Joe Alt. No, really, I'm going to give the take right now. It's not a take necessarily. It's just like I'm going to say right now. If Malik Neighbors is on the board, I have a hard time believing Tennessee's not taking him. For a couple of reasons. Two reasons, both being Brian Callahan's comments. The first one, when he said, like, when he was asked about left tackle versus wide receiver, this was before the Calvin Ridley signing, but still noteworthy. When he was asked left tackle or wide receiver at 7, he said, if it's all equal, I want the guy scoring touchdowns. So if he has a similar draft grade on a receiver and a tackle, which I would imagine most teams probably have somewhat similar grades on Neighbors and Alt. Most teams probably have a slightly higher grade on Neighbors. If that's the case, Neighbors would be the preference. Also, Callahan has been talking a lot lately about wanting somebody who can establish himself as the slot receiver in Tennessee because nobody's like won that job yet. Neighbors had 70% of his production in college from the slot, and he's a fucking monster in the slot. And dude, there's just no more perfect fit for Callahan's offense right now than Hopkins at the X, Ridley at the Z, Neighbors in the slot. Just let Levis go to work with those three guys, man. I mean, you can effectively attack all three levels of the field with that trio. Not to mention you've got Chicken Wiley at tight end. You've got two running backs who can catch passes. Like I think Neighbors is the pick if he's available. I don't think he's available. I think the Giants take him at 6, and I think I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. However, I'm gonna be very happy if it's Alto or Dunze. I will live with it regardless of the 3. But I think at this point, Neighbors has become my preference, but it's gonna be one of the 3, and I'm gonna be very happy with it being one of the 3. But yeah, that's my spiel.
All right.
Now, sir, I do believe you must pick a number.
Yeah, I think I got the number.
I'm gonna shut my eyes.
All right, number has been shown.
Fruits.
Okay. Let's go with... I see. You know what's funny? We talked about fruits last time. I don't know what we agree on.
I don't remember what I remember 2 of your picks.
Let's go...
They were 2 of my picks.
Let's go with a lime.
It's an interesting one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's your mind at?
I don't know what your barometer is on limes. This could be like, it's such a polarizing because some people are gonna hate them because you're a San Antonio. There's no you can't hate limes. Too many margaritas. You gotta at least be neutral on limes. I'm gonna go with like anywhere between like 4 to 7.
Okay.
NFL running backs.
So let's see. I'm like tearing in my head to be like, what's a 1? What's a 10?
Yeah.
Let's go with current Ezekiel Elliott.
I'm leaning a little lower now than I was previously. I don't think you're going 7 for current. I'm thinking 4.
Okay.
I'm thinking I saw you smile a little bit. I'm really thinking.
No, you cannot read into like me smiling because
No,
that could
I
mean
know,
anything.
I know. I think I'm trying to remember if you went 5 or 6 last week.
I honestly don't remember, so
I
it's
think
not
you were
factoring in.
5, and I think you were 5, and I was just too high. So I don't think you're going 5 again. But I don't think you're going 6 either for present day Ezekiel. I'm gonna say you're at 4, and I think 3 might even be on the table. But I'm gonna say yeah, a little eyebrow raise. I'm gonna say 4. Um, okay.
It's really hard to think of questions on the spot.
It is not ideal. Sodas.
Um, let's go with. See, again, I'm not sure where we're on the same page, but I'm gonna go with Diet Coke.
I'm very low on Diet Coke, personally. It's very carcinogenic. Doesn't taste very good. Coke Zero tastes much better. That's why I got that shit on deck. 4 is still where my brain's at here. Granted, I don't know where you're at. Okay. That's 3, right? I think that's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, my third. Ooh.
Because we did fruit, NFL running back,
Water bottle brands.
something.
Bottled water.
Shit, I don't really know brands like that.
Give me bottled water.
I don't know brands.
I can ask a different one.
That might be best, because I can't really think of brands like that.
Video games.
Okay, video games.
Checking the PlayStation bin right now.
I'm checking the my Wii Vault. I'll try to remember if I gave out this number to any of these games. Honestly, I don't think so. I'm gonna go with Call of Duty Black Ops 3. 3. Call of Duty Black Ops.
Now I'm thinking 5 is back on the table. But you used 5 last week. You better not be using 5 2 weeks in a row or I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm still thinking 4. Not actually to kill you. Usually that's not a threat, I promise. I'm still going to go with 4. I know some people did not like Black Ops 3 very much. Some people didn't fuck with it. Some people did fuck with it, though, so that's a weird one. Okay, I'm going to bust out all reliable. NFL wide receivers. This is a good...
Fuck, let me look up NFL teams just so I can go through rosters in my mind real quick.
And find a 4 out of 10 wide receiver somewhere. Nick Westbrook Ikine. Yes, sir. Braxton Berrios.
Stop naming receivers.
I mean, Berrios might be like a 3. Oh, maybe. Maybe he's a 4. He's probably a 4. Jalen Tolbert.
Stop naming.
Sorry.
Damn, this is tough. Cause, like, what is okay? We know what 10 is. What is like 5? What is like 1?
1 for an NFL wide receiver?
Yeah, like describe them. Don't actually name them, but like this is like 1. I guess 1 would.
I have a player in mind in particular. I won't name him. A 1 to me is somebody who plays, but is just so abysmally horrible that he is an active detriment. He is a liability when he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm thinking about a 1 out of 10 football player, and I have a guy in mind, I'll say it after we're done. I have a guy in mind.
Okay. And then what about like a middle of the pack, like 4 or 5? Is it just like a middle of the pack guy? Is it like, is this guy starting? Is he a number 2, a number 3?
3 or a 4, depending on the team, and it's somebody who's gonna get you like 400-500 yards, 3 touchdowns, or whatever, and like when called upon, could potentially make a play. Like, just like you're like
You know what? I'm just
generic.
gonna throw out like Tim Patrick for
Well, let's
this.
see that. That's so fucking unfair because Tim Patrick's been really fucking good, except he hasn't played football in 2 years. So, am I going with Tim Patrick when he was on the field, or I don't know what the fuck Tim Patrick is right now because he hasn't played in 2 years. I was
Okay.
like, you pick like the word. No, 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 no. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. But I have no
Fuck.
idea where the fuck to take this. Um, I'm not gonna let this affect my analysis too much. I'm just gonna say 4. Lock it in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
It was 4. I don't know. I
Okay.
couldn't think of a 4 NFL wide receiver.
I named like 4.
Exactly, but I would look and I literally was thinking Jalen Tolbert when I scrolled past the Cowboys and then you said him and I was like, fuck.
Okay, well, just so you know, when Tim Patrick's on the field, he's like a 6 or a 7. Again, hasn't played football in 2 years, so it's difficult to say. Let me get cycling like wide receivers right now.
Do you want to do another round?
No, I got to poop, so I think we should speed along with what we've been on.
All right.
Sorry about that.
So what
We
you
could
been
do
on?
2 rounds. We could do 2 rounds next week. That'd be fine with me. So, I've been. This is a game I get obsessed with every now and again. It's called Stellaris. It's a grand strategy game. I haven't even talked about it on the podcast before, but you're in space. You start your own civilization. Well, you're a civilization. You get to create your own whatever. You get your own government. You set up what your ships look like, what your cities look like, what starting planet you have, your backstory, all this good stuff. And yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. And the technology aspect of the game too, like how quickly you can develop, it's really cool. But more importantly, I am caught up on Invincible. Mrs. and I finished it on Sunday, which means we can now talk about it together. And that scene where Rex just punched King Lizard in the face repeatedly with his little nub until he
Hard.
that was fucking insane. That was fucking insane. Oh my god, gets shot in the head,
Mm-hmm.
gets up, is just pissed off about it, and just starts beating him to death with his little nub. That is incredible. That is fucking incredible. My god, the last episode where Mark has the mental breakdown after he accidentally kills Levy, which
I did not see coming.
can I? Oh, this might be spoiler territory for season 3. I did some lore digging. After, should I avoid talking about most of this?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I did see one thing because about like some stuff, but yeah.
Okay. I won't talk about that. I will say though, I did learn about Viltrumite biology, and how they reproduce.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's actually really cool how they reproduce in the sense of like, so, looking at Oliver Grayson,
Uh-huh.
right?
I kind of already had the idea that maybe Viltrumites have super sperm that just adapts in the womb.
Kind of. Well, and super eggs too. Super
course.
wombs as well. So for women, for female Viltrumites, when sperm enters their body from a different species, that species sperm does not fertilize them. It just sends a signal to their body telling them to fertilize their eggs with Viltrumite DNA. So they're almost breeding with themselves.
Huh.
But what also happens, so the Viltrumites actually have like nanobots in their body, kind of, sort of, and like they pass them on to their offspring, whatever. What happens is the DNA of the other species they mate with gets scanned, and when it gets scanned, it creates like a randomizer effect for what genes are going to be present in the hybrid child. So that's why Oliver has purple skin and ages much faster than a Viltrumite, but much slower than a Thraxan. Because that's the randomizer. Kept the skin color and also the aging to some degree mixed. But and for men, when they shoot out, when they come, They actually just spit out fertilized eggs. So again, they also just mate with themselves essentially. Um, it is like completely their offspring inside the woman's body, and again, it just scans and copies and traits. That's why Mark looks a lot like his mom. Um, so I learned about what do you call it? The version of Mark that we saw kill Angstrom's son.
Mm-hmm.
He's called Sinister Mark, and he is supposedly like the worst Mark variant.
That was a crazy scene.
Yo, fucking insane. Just ridiculous. There's also a Mohawk Mark. It's a Mark with a Mohawk. There is a Mark with a mustache that makes him look a lot like Nolan. And he's also wearing, I think, a Viltrumite like garb in that universe, so that's cool too. I will say in the finale, the one thing I really did not fuck with, the future Guardians come completely out of nowhere. There is no setup for that whatsoever. No implication anywhere earlier in the season that this could even exist. They just, as soon as Mark just realizes, oh shit, I'm stuck, immediately that problem is solved. No problem. Actually,
I mean, I didn't hate it.
Future Guardians are, well, no, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just a completely fabricated solution to what should have been a serious problem.
Well, if it's a one-off and they do nothing with that afterwards, I would say so. But like, this could be like, you know, in a loop sense, like this is the developing for it storyline-wise.
Well, and it does do a couple of things. So, firstly, there's the obvious one where I shit you not, and Maddie can vouch for me on this. I quoted Eve verbatim before she told Mark what she said. Literally verbatim. Like, when she was like, Mark, wait, I literally finished the sentence for her.
I want to fuck you.
And we had a good laugh about it, but he's sleeping. It was funny, I thought. But what happened, what else happened? So, there was, two new members of the Guardians with them. There was Kid Thor, who's got a hammer. It's Thor, basically. And I'm trying to remember her name. There was another person with them, and her name was... Let me see. Trying to see. Knockout, that's her name. Her name is Knockout. So Kid Thor and Knockout. And then also something else I learned. Remember in season 1 when Mark put a suit on and was like, I don't really like it?
Mm-hmm.
That's bulletproof suit.
Oh, you know, I thought that color scheme. Okay.
And not only that, but like when Bulletproof got added to the Guardians, Cecil made it sound like Bulletproof had been around for a long time. No, that's not possible. He had to have been a superhero.
We see people change suits, so.
I suppose, but I think.
I mean, we're gonna see Mark do it, so.
That's true. He's gonna. So you do know about that?
I know he changes suits. I know when he wears that black suit. That's like some of the darker stuff in the storyline.
We're getting blue and black suit, Mark.
Yeah.
We're getting blue and black suit, Mark.
I know about what's going on with the Viltrumites.
Beginning of season 3. Okay.
I saw that get spoiled.
Okay, so you know who? What was it? Conquest.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Conquest?
I know everyone wants Josh Brolin to be voicing him.
That'd be incredible.
It would be. I heard
that would be incredible. I would love Josh Brolin as that.
I would also like his Thanos too.
Yeah, but if Josh Brolin doesn't do Conquest, he could do Thrag. I don't think Thrag's been introduced yet, right? I don't think anybody's voiced Thrag.
No.
He could do Thrag as well. Either way, get Brolin. Now, this is pretty much an all-celebrity voice cast as it is. I don't think there's going to be an issue for them finding a good
No, they have Optimus Prime.
they have Peter fucking Cullen.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad they what do you call it? Like, I'm so glad that it turned out Thetis wasn't an asshole, because, you know, when he unplugged the life support, everybody thought he was like evil, myself included.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
You can't make Optimus Prime evil.
Yeah, I heard people literally say that exact thing. They made Optimus Prime evil.
That's what I was saying. I was like, there's no fucking way you made Peter Cullen a villain, and they didn't. They made him a hero, actually. And now Alan the Alien is fun. You know, it's funny they call him Alan the Alien because literally everybody is an alien when they're anywhere but their homeworld. If you think about it, like
Yeah.
why is he especially deemed because the alliteration, I guess. But like, I don't know, it's funny. Also,
Well, it's like if you
Seth
got
Rogen.
called the Traveler, or like I don't know. There's other terms where like anybody could be it in different
Yeah,
situations, but you're just the
yeah.
that one for some reason.
Seth Rogen is a perfect voice casting.
Yeah, he's
So
great.
I don't think anybody else could
Now,
possibly
how do
do
we
it.
get Chris Pratt in here?
Get Chris Pratt in here.
He's in everything, voice casting wise.
He better not be. Imagine he's Conquest.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god. Well, we did get Josh Keaton as Agent Spider. That's
Yeah.
fucking incredible. And I saw Captain Midnight upload the video. It was like Agent Spider needs his own show. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. And not that it's gonna happen. It's not gonna fucking happen. There's no way. But the point he brought up was like we get to see basically just a unique take on Spider-Man for the first time in a
Yeah,
long time.
I don't know.
You get to see you get Spider-Man with the tone of Invincible, and you get a character who's like has elements of Peter Parker but isn't.
Well,
the same.
Amazon isn't Amazon doing this is I mean it's very different. It's gonna be very different, but aren't they doing Spider-Man Noir?
I didn't know that.
I think they are.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure they are.
I would love to see an Agent Spider spin-off. That'd be fucking incredible. But yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir live action series in the works at Amazon. So it wouldn't be animated, but like I don't know, just in terms of like Amazon
That could be fun.
doing something with Spider-Man, which is why I kind of thought that maybe they could work out a deal since they're already doing something with a Spider-Man property because Invincible has crossed over with Spider-Man
I
before.
was just gonna say Spider-Man, like Agent Spider, was written in to replace the
Spider-
Spider-Man cameo
yeah.
that exists in the Invincible comic.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
I kind of thought maybe we could see Spider-Man maybe in some degree just because since Amazon's doing a deal with like where they're able to use Spider-Man already that maybe they could work something out. But I guess not. Yeah, I was on that too, obviously. But since
I think that could go pretty hard.
yeah.
So, but golly, man, I like that. I think season 2 is better than season 1.
I can agree with that.
Not by like a ton, but I think
it's pretty close. I mean, we're getting it's great after great.
It is very like Empire Strikes Back esque, I think, in terms of its tone as well as like it just improving upon the original. And dude, I just can't wait for like I hate comparing these two shows because I do think they are very different, but the comparison is natural because they came out around the same time and they have a similar premise in terms of like alternate gruesome take on superheroes. I think Invincible is even doing a much better job at this than The Boys is.
I agree.
In terms of and the reason I say this is because like Invincible to me still feels like a superhero.
Yeah,
show.
I was just about to say I think The Boys is more like superheroes in the real world and Invincible is more of like satire if you want to of like genuine
realistic take on the current superhero tropes.
Yeah.
Whereas The Boys is no, let's take just the regular fucking like real life and just throw which makes sense because one of them's animated and one of them isn't. And I think that that kind of helps separate the tone. But I like the tone of Invincible a lot more at this point because it like The Boys is just too damn cynical. Like sometimes I just don't feel good.
Well, the comic the comic it's based on was just like superhero hate porn.
No, literally, it is just like the comics are not good. Like, let's just.
I've heard that.
The Boys comics are not.
I've heard this is one of the few times where it's like the adaptation is like not even just better, just significantly better.
It blows it out the fucking water.
Yeah.
Like, it basically took the only elements of the comic that worked and stretched them out, and now like. But even I think The Boys is dragging on too long to some degree. It feels like season 3 and season 4 could have just been one season. Because it does not feel like the story progresses a ton.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Oh, okay.
Is it out?
Wait. Maybe I'm thinking of 2 and 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you are, because I think there's only 3.
Probably. But I enjoy the tone of Invincible a lot more. I enjoy the direction the show's going in a lot more.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this shit, man. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. And apparently, it's supposedly going to come out quicker than season 2 did
Which makes sense.
because they're already working on season 3.
I heard that was
And
one of the reasons. Well, because first of all, season 2 and 3, I think I confirmed at the same time, so they're able to just flow right into the next one. But I think that was also one of the reasons there was that hiatus, is what they said. I also kind of believe the theory that since Amazon changed it to where that the base plan has ads, and then that's when part 2 of Invincible season 2 came out.
it was probably focused around.
Yeah, fuck Amazon for that.
Which also the mid-season break, I feel like did the show a disservice, and I hope that doesn't like somehow drastically reduce the amount of people that actually go out to watch season 2.
I hope not.
Really fucking good.
Yeah,
Season 1.
Somebody said this, and I agree. I've never seen a show kill its own momentum more than Invincible with season 2.
Which is ironic because I don't think this is the actual reason. I think they had to make something up. But the stated reason that they split it up into 2 parts was to generate hype after the first part.
Yeah, it just didn't.
They did the opposite.
It's not gonna do that. People are like, "Yay, what the fuck?"
And that's it. I'd have to wait 4 more months now to go past this, and it was fucking stupid.
The days of like mid-season breaks like that, I thought were gone.
They should be.
I thought we're gone. You can't just bring it back randomly.
It pissed me off, man. It was ridiculous. But overall, a mid-season break aside, and then Deus Ex Machina in the finale aside,
which I didn't, which I thought was fine.
Well, and I will say, so we've already talked about. I know you and I talked about privately at least, and we like Amber a lot more in this season.
Significantly, hated her last season, like her this season.
It felt like Mark and Amber's relationship probably should have just stayed where it should have stayed over at the end of season 1, because I do feel like there is some time wasted on it because it feels like there's a lot of dead air for like the whole middle chunk of the season until they break up. And I think the breakup is handled really well.
Yeah.
The way their relationship ends, I feel like it is really good, but it really does feel like they're dragging on a bit longer than they need to, which is also, it goes that way in real life too. So I get it. Like, it's not an unrealistic depiction of a relationship because you try to make it work oftentimes, especially if you really love somebody. But I think from a narrative standpoint, from a viewer's perspective, there is just so many more interesting things going on in the show than a relationship that feels like it should have ended.
Especially when, like we said, one of those characters, like part of showing the relationship was just building back, or building period, like fan base liking them in any way.
Yeah.
Because people hated Amber.
I think keeping Amber and Mark separate is a great way to get people on Amber's side, because when Amber wasn't with Mark, she was in the soup kitchen. She was in the street. She was in the streets. She was helping folks out. Keep Amber and Mark away from each other, so Amber can just do Amber things and Mark can just do Mark things, and it works so much better that way. And Amber was good, but also it's just so weird that she goes from like completely unreasonable to like the most understanding.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you can be a little upset.
Yeah, you're allowed to get mad at one, but Cosmonaut Variety Hour had a great point about this. He said, it feels like Amber's going, oh, I can't get mad at Mark or else the fans are going to be upset with me again.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it felt every time there was like something.
Like when she brushed over the fact that her like grandpa passed away when he was gone and he wasn't there for her, I was like, you cannot blame him, but still like be upset.
You are allowed to well, I think that even applies to real life too. Even when something isn't your significant other's fault, or even not even just your significant other, any important relationship to you, even if something isn't their fault, if for whatever reason something happens, you are still allowed to feel whatever emotions come to you in that moment. You don't have to direct them at them. You know what I mean? Like, again, you can be upset that Mark wasn't there without blaming Mark for not being here.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking.
You don't have to just be like, oh no, it's cool, like you were out saving lives. No. Your grandfather died and your boyfriend was not there to comfort you. You're allowed to be upset.
Yes.
You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to cry. Like, you are allowed to be upset that he wasn't there for you in that moment without directing it towards him. And
I was like, damn, what a 180.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is it feels like such a heel turn, and like it's a lot like what Star Wars did with Rose after Episode 8, where they were like, we're just gonna write her out of the. Now I prefer what Invincible did with Amber. They didn't write her out of the show just because people didn't care. They just made her a lot better.
Yeah.
But it was in such a way that it was like this feels like this is a little too reactionary. I think, and I think they were a little scared
Let's
for
not even
like
get
Amber.
into fucking Star Wars. That whole
No,
disconnected, because that's the biggest problem is that Trilogy was just disconnected.
well, they didn't even storyboard. That's literally the first stage of pre-production.
Yeah.
Is
Say
the
what you want about the
storyboard.
prequels, connected.
There was an idea.
Yeah.
There was no idea for this. Anyways, um,
Which is why when people like say like, "Oh, people hated the prequels and they came out, but people grew to like them," the same will happen with the sequels. No,
no.
it won't. It won't.
Some people already like them, and I think some people will continue to like them, and that's okay. But I don't think we're going to see this mass exodus of like the sequels were misunderstood genius, like we see some people do with the prequels. That's not. I don't
I
think
won't
that's
go as far
gonna
as genius, but I mean, episode
I
3
wouldn't
is
either.
really
I
good.
wouldn't either. Like I said, I'm not one of those people. But there is a school of thought that's like, oh, these movies are actually fantastic. I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
two of them are still pretty boring.
Yeah.
And one of them is fantastic,
Yeah.
but it's definitely got some kind of Spider-Man 3 isms to it, where it's like some of this is just because the memes are amazing. But like I'm a prequel memer myself. I'm not afraid to.
Oh, it's
admit it.
hard not
Like,
to be.
oh my god, have you seen those videos? It's God, I gotta send you one of them later. But it's like, he uses AI on like the Star Wars characters, and it's mostly from like Episode 3. It's like screenshots, and it's like one of them was Anakin talking to the Chancellor in his chambers, and it was like, and it uses the Clone Wars voices. Like it uses Matt Lanter for Anakin and James Arnold Taylor for Obi-Wan. Excuse me.
Probably because
But
there's
it's
just
like,
more to feed into.
yeah, probably there's been more voice lines to use for the AI, but it was like, um, Master Kenobi has engaged General Grievous, and Palpatine goes, "We can only hope." And Anakin interrupts him and goes, "We can only hope that they have a happy wedding." He's like, "I didn't even know there was something going on between them." But like, they're oh god, they're fucking hilarious. Like, Anakin in this cinematic universe has an entire thesis on the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and while Palpatine's trying to tell him about it at the opera, he's like, "Oh, I wrote my thesis on it." He's talking to us like, "It's about dichotomy," and he's just going on. He's droning on for like 5 minutes, and he was like, "But alas, that is only a layman's summation of my of my 6-hour thesis on the use of dichotomy in the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and how the story is actually more about the apprentice than the master." And like the council chamber scene when Anakin is like, well, when Mace goes, "You're on this council, we do not grant you the rank of master," and he was like, "Is it because of my thesis?" He's like, "Yes, it's because of your fucking thesis. Master Depa Balaba killed herself because of your thesis. We don't know it was my thesis. Depa Balaba explicitly stated, and I quote, that I'm going to kill myself. I can't take it anymore. That thesis was the worst fucking thing I've ever heard in my life." Like, I don't know. These are I'm spoiling too much of this here. I'll send you the channel.
Okay.
So it's I think I sent one to the group chat at one point because somebody had reposted it, but on Instagram. But and that's one of my favorite ones, the one that I sent. But I'll definitely just send you the channel when we're done here, and then you can check them out for yourself if you want to. I think I've said my piece.
Okay. I think the only thing I would add is that I've hopped back on Minecraft. I definitely, I do buy into the thought that you never stop playing Minecraft. You just go in through on and off periods. I'm back on an on period.
Yeah, I'll stop for a few months and play for a couple weeks, and then kind of do that sort of thing.
We should get a realm going.
Yeah.
It could be something, sometimes we play at the same time. We could just hop on whenever we want. Type shit. Type shit. Yeah. But also, for Pokemon.
Type shit, sir!
When do you want to play Pokemon again?
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, damn.
It's been like over a month
almost, probably, since we've played Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
I can't do tomorrow.
Me neither.
I could maybe do Saturday night.
Okay, I don't think I'm doing anything.
Anytime Saturday, really, for the most part.
Okay, I don't think I'm doing anything. Oh, I have a massage on like the morning at like noon, but after
Massage. Massage? No, I'm just kidding.
But other than that, I'm fully free. We can hop back on. Because I want to finish. Because I do want to make a like one of those like summary videos when after people play Nuzlocke, they like say what happened in just a normal YouTube
I'll make
video.
you finish, all right.
But yeah.
Anywho, yeah, yeah, we can try Saturday.
Okay, dope.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. The next one, as always, will be over on Avillion Talks channel, so please check that out. Does he make other YouTube videos?
After the draft, maybe I will make a Titans off-season review. Maybe.
Where's that albums of the year?
It's still. I'm still working on it.
This man is not cooking on nothing.
4 months into the next year, I'm still working on it. You're gonna see it in like August. Top 50 albums of 2023, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Yo, what the fuck is this guy doing?
What is his issue? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm thinking of making like, I gotta talk some kind of Titans like by myself at some near future.
I am
Sorry
to cut you off, but I am officially 10 subs away from the goal this year. We won't focus, but 490.
And today is April 16th.
Correct.
Yep.
And I got some heater videos down the pipeline.
Oh yeah.
Heaters. I'm making good progress on that history of, or like, I guess history of every Spider-Man game.
I'm about to shit myself, sir.
All right. That's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Take care.
And as always, keep gaming.